Before we get into today's video, guys, I wanted to give a big shout out to Disney Sorcerer's Arena for sponsoring today's video. Disney Sorcerer's Arena is an amazing turn-based RPG with real-time PvP added into it. You can also evolve and upgrade your favorite Disney characters while playing the game. One of my all-time favorite characters is Captain Hook, and I love him especially in this game because on his basic attack, he can attack potentially twice, and I love that. Doing some more damage is amazing. This game is completely free to play, but also contains some in-app purchases if you guys want to get ahead of the game and getting some more of you guys leveled up for your teams and squads. There's a pretty deep social aspect to this game as well. A pretty big part of it is their clubs. I made one not too long ago. If you guys would like to join it, feel free to. It is called It's Just Us, because my name is It's Just Ian. Feel free to join it if you guys would like to. I think it's by request. So yeah, definitely join that up. The clubs is an amazing part to this game. Not to mention that they also include and add some more characters every single month. So you don't have to wait out for your favorite characters. Maybe a new Disney movie comes out. You're going to get those guys in this game, as well as some new spells to go add on to your awesome characters. This month in October is Villains Month. So what does this mean? Well, it means you can battle against the likes of Scar, Hades, Jafar, and others to earn character tokens for your own Daisy Duck, Goofy, Donald, and you can collect some more gear and coins to help you and power up these awesome new characters. So definitely go check that out, guys. As well, to add on to that, to Villains Month, there's going to be a new raid where you're going to be Underworld battling against Ursula and her cronies. This is going to be something that you're going to need some more help with your clubs and some more assisting from other people to help you. And this is going to be a very, very fun thing, I think. And I think this is definitely worth checking out. It's going to be a lot of fun. So what are you doing? Go ahead, download the free app, link down below in the description, and start collecting, upgrading, and battling your favorite Disney characters and Pixar characters. Feel free to, guys. Links down below. And thank you, Disney Sorcerer's Arena, for sponsoring today's video. How's it going, everybody? How are you doing? Today's video, I want to go talk a little bit about some of the counters that you build up while you go for the requirements of these new Galactic Legends. And right now in the game, we're going to have to... It's going to be kind of a long video, actually. I don't know. I'll have to see how long this will be. But there's 4 GLs in the game right now. And I want to go over the requirements that you have to go and get to get these other GLs. And we're going to be talking more in specific the requirements, and as you build the requirements for the GLs, what they can counter. More in particular, GLs. Because if you build up requirements for these GLs that can beat other GLs, that's a very, very huge investment in and of itself. So there's a lot to go over here. I might maybe split it up. I don't know. Let's see how it goes, though. So I want to start us off with some of my squads I built. So I went over and I thought of some teams of like what you build, what the requirements are for the teams, for the GLs rather, and what teams they can make out of it, and like what they're going to be doing for you in your roster for counters with relics. So these are more in particular with attacking. I could do another defensive one if you guys wanted me to, but I just want to go over some of my my offensive ones. So starting this off with the first order, these guys are all required for Mr. Kylo. I think, yeah, EPS2 with Vet Han, so that's why the vets are down there in a little bit. But just for these guys right here, this team is not the best team on offense at the moment. You can beat some top tier teams, you know, if you have like a Watt in there, but I want to keep this solely just based off of the requirements themselves. So, you know, you can toss in whoever you want as a 5th. You could also even, you know, toss out first order, or toss out the Kylo Ren Mast, and then toss in a Phasma team with this, and this can actually beat up, and you probably want to toss out Stormtrooper and toss in Executioner. And this can be the lone Kylo, which is like not a whole GL team, but that's still pretty good for killing a lone Kylo. Otherwise, you're looking at, you know, with a crew lead, you're not looking at anything crazy awesome for offense. This is more of a defensive team to bait out like a CLS, maybe a Padme, something a bit more tough. Defensive, though, you want to bring in this guy and have more of that reduction to the exposes and the health-based percent attacks to make it a lot harder to kill. But, you know, these guys are not going to get you much done on offense until you get the actual GL Kylo himself. So this one, the requirements, they're good characters, but I wouldn't say they're amazing as these other ones are for what they can kill on offense side of things. So definitely the best ones here. But then we come down to the other requirements for GL Rey, and these guys are actually pretty dang good. So this is actually from GL Kylo from the Vet Han, and the Chewie from the Rey. So this team actually can kill some Darth Revans, which is actually pretty cool. as well as the other team bringing in the bros. And that is my favorite team actually to use right now with the JTR whole lineup. These guys with the bros, these guys are deadly. They are so deadly in Arena. These guys are not only great for offense and they can kill like Darth Revan's and gases, but they can actually be so good on defense side of things as well. They're so good. And I feel like this is like one of the better teams right now on offense to kill and get some high banner wins. These guys are no joke. The bros are amazing. And they're not going to be killing any GLs until we come down here to this. But this is more of a mixture of Luke and Rey for the requirements. So it's not like that great when you're just going for one GL. But if you're going for multiple and you want to build it up, that's a great team. Also, if you guys wanted to, you can kind of make another makeshift team here with the Resistance, which is going to be this team with OG Finn lead. So taking out JTR, bringing him in, and then using Major Tom and either an OG Poe here or a Holdo if you wanted to. And this is another great team on defense or offense. This can beat a lot of different stuff. These guys get a lot more offense built in with the leadership here on the OG Finn. If you have that Zeta, that's a great one. It is so great with the Resistance Trooper as well as the OG Poe as with everybody else here, right? So that's another great team. But just that, the whole idea here with the JTR is that it can beat some top tier teams. It can beat, I would say, nearly everything besides GLs. It's so good. Maybe not Padme's because all the assisting, but it can still do a lot of work there versus other teams in the game like Darth Revan's and Gases, which are pretty notable for GAC. So it's a great team here. It's a great squad. And then this one we just kind of went over in a couple of videos recently. This is the one with Major Tom and then Chewie and Han. So this is a mixture of both Master Luke's requirements for Han and Chewie, and I think even 3PO, as well as JTR and Resistance Trooper from the Reys. So this is like a mixture and a combination of the two, but if you're going for a GL, I would say you're going to have Han and Chewie already built up. So this is going to be another great counter to go for if you're going for Rey GL. And I'm pretty sure this could probably even work if you don't even have all Gear 13s versus GLs, because I think it's just that good of a counter. It's just that great right now at the moment. So this is another great one. I've been going over it a few times. I would probably say if you're going for a good counter, this is a great one at the moment. But don't heavily invest into some of these characters if you don't want to go all out for that GL at the moment. Like don't be wasting our resources because of this great counter. Wait until we get some feedback on if they're going to change it or not. So that's one great one. Now, that's kind of all of Rey's and Kylo's. Kylo's doesn't have much. Rey's has a few more with JTR and 3PO and the bros and what it can kill. And then we got the CLS one here. This is a CLS team. This is mainly for the whole Jedi Master Luke requirements. And this one's so great. This is a top-tier defensive team at the moment with running Commander Luke lead, Han, Chewie, 3PO, and, of course, 3PO and Chewie, so Chewpio. And these guys do major work on the offensive as well as defensive. These guys can kill. They can kill Master Luke's. They can kill some Kylos if they're not, the craziest modded. Maybe they don't have the right comp. And they can handle some gases. They can handle some Darth Revans. They can handle a lot of different stuff, and even Padme's as well. So these guys are so great on the offensive right now. If you want to build that JTR team that we just saw barely, you can actually keep your Chewpio for a different team with like a Mon Mothma, and you CLS somewhere else as well. So you can split up the teams even better for GAC, which is something that's going to be pretty huge. And I would love to see people testing that out if you have everything built up like that. So this is probably one of the best, if not it is the best requirement built up team for Master Luke right now. And this is like one I would go for if you're going for one. Although the requirements for the Master Luke are kind of crazy with, of course, JKL, Jedi Knight Luke. So that's the CLS team there. This is another one built with the Master Luke requirements as well with Mon Mothma. But this one has not the best Rebel fighters. It has Wedge and Biggs, and then it has Lando. Ideally, you want to get a tank in here, but there are no tanks that are required for Luke. So it's going to be kind of hard for me to say this one's great for killing GLs. It can kill a Rey, but you're going to need like a K2 in there. You're going to need a Cassian in there with some relics, and not everyone's going to want to go put that if they're not required for a GL. So it's going to be hard for me to say, they're great on offense, but these guys are still pretty good on defense at the moment. And like I just said, barely with, keeping the JTR team to use and then keeping Chewpio here, it's going to be great under Mon Mothma whatsoever. Or still, nonetheless, I'm not sure why I said whatsoever. And I don't know, I'm all over the place. But this is a great team. K2 is great, but he's not a required character for Luke. HRS is as well, and POW is as well. But, you know, these guys are still going to be some good teams to throw on the defensive side of things and, you know, pull something okay. Not anything crazy, but they're still pretty good. Chupio is amazing. He is really, really great. So that's pretty much it for Luke, I'd say. Yeah, you have JKL himself, but, you know, the other Jedi required, they're not... I don't think there really are any other Jedi required besides him. So it's kind of hard for me to put together a whole team from the required list. Although, if you're going to be going for a Master Luke, you're probably already going to have JKR, Gas built up as well. You know, a lot of those different Jedi. So, I mean, he's going to be amazing with those guys. But just with him in the required list, not going to be that great. Because he's like the lone wolf pretty much, right? But he's an amazing character nonetheless. So, you know, that's JKL. And then we're going to move over to Mr. Emperor for his requirements. And this one is kind of similar with, you know, how JKL is. You know, not the whole team is there for the required list, but, you know, Veers, Stark, and Piet are required for the Emperor. And these guys are the key, like the holy trinity for troopers. You could probably even add in Range in there if you think he's like that important, which I think some people would say so. So like a team would be like this. And this is like a great trooper team. If you have these guys with like Gear 12s and Gear 13s, these guys can be a lot of different stuff. If you have them all relicked out, these guys can beat an Emperor team. And just crazy what these guys can do. I mean, they can beat so much things for you on the offensive. I think they can beat Grievuses. They can beat Darth Revans. They can beat maybe Gases. I haven't seen too many Gases, actually. But the biggest thing here is just like how crazy strong they are in the long term of battles, you know, especially under and rather countering the Emperor teams. And that's a huge thing for you to have. And if you don't want to use them versus anything crazy, well, just keep them anyways for offense. These guys can get an easy 60 versus nearly anything else in the game. So they're so awesome to have for like a back pocket GAC team. So this is definitely one I would go for if you're going for the Emperor and building them up. And then we have EP and Vader, which are, you know, they're just like great characters, but if you want to build a better team, you're going to have some more Sith added in there, like a Darth Revan, a Malak, a BSF, you know. So it's going to be a bit harder for me to say, you know, these guys are top tier for the required lists, but you're going to need some more backup here with these two guys. So yeah, you can use EP Vader with some other Empire and Sith and kill like a Grievous, maybe a Padme team. But if you wanted to, you can build a Vader with, of course, the other people that we usually use, right? With those guys, and adding in Thrawn and adding in Watt, Tambor as well. And these guys can kill Reys. They can kill Kylos as well if you swap the leads with Traya and Vader. And they can actually beat, I think, if you swap out the Vader lead for EP, they can also beat Jedi Master Luke. So they can beat a lot of different stuff, but the only caveat there is you're gonna be needing a Watt and a Traya that are not from the required list, as well as Bastila Shan. However, Thrawn is required for the Emperor. So this is a great team as well. And probably, you know, just thinking about all these ones so far, out of the whole ones I've kind of thought off the top of my head, which one's like the best, like for all around uses from just the counters, and not like having to pull like a WAD or a BSF out there. I would say the best one so far on this list is definitely going to be the CLS one, just because it's all there for you. These guys can beat so much in the game, and they're just such a top tier team. They've been countering stuff like since like the beginning of time when they've ever been like released with CLS. They're just so strong. Outside of that, if you're thinking about a team that is kind of like not all there from the required list, and you're going to need to add some more and build some more guys up for that team, I would say Vader's probably the next best one here because of what he can beat on the offensive, and he's just so good with getting high banners for yourself on your GAC, killing Reys and Kylos. So that's another great one. And then after that, I'd say if you're going for a Luke and you're going to need this Luke, well, you're going to probably have more Jedi built and unlocked as well. So he's probably going to be the next best one with killing some GLs, killing some other top tier teams in the game. But you're going to need a lot more Jedi here, like JKR, Gas, and other guys like that, like Old Ben and such. So, you know, I would definitely still say that CLS is the best one to invest into. But that's for a Master Luke, which is required, and needing JKL, which is a bit harder for those people who don't want to be spending as much, and it's going to take a little bit longer. But just looking at what you're getting from that whole required list, that's definitely the best out of all 4 GLs, I'd say. And then I'd say following up by the Vader with both needing in the Emperor and the Kylo. But I'd say he's better for the Emperor because you get the troopers with them as well. And then for JTR, you do get a great JTR team with the bros, and then you get some more, you know, I guess being more flexible with other guys with like the the Han and Chewie if you want to use them in there as well. But definitely, I would say they're right after the Emperor. And then last but not least is probably going to be the Kylo. The worst, the requirements are great. They're really easy to get. And he's a great GL. One of the best, if not he is the best. But the required characters and what they can do without a Kylo, not the greatest, right? You're going to need a Kylo to maximize that whole team and make them supercharged. So for my whole ranking of like what these guys are, the best for once you have the required lists while you're building up those required characters for these GLs, I'd say it's going to be going Master Luke, and then the Emperor, and then it's going to be JTR and the Reys, and then it's going to be First Order and Kylo. Just in terms of what they can beat with the required characters. That's what I would say, and that's what I'm kind of going after here in this video. So that's, probably going to do it. I don't want to spend too much more time here. Like I said, I could probably do like a whole guide to like maybe all these teams if you wanted me to go and show you some counters here. I've shown you some ones with CLS, some with Mon Mothma, some with JTR, some with JKL, Vader as well. There's a lot of different counters here, guys. And also, if you want to see the flip side of those guys on the defensive, like a Mon Mothma team is pretty popular right now on defense. I can show you some of those as well, and like the best comps to run too. But yeah, I do want to make more videos with 3v3 coming up. So if you guys have any suggestions with 3v3 and video ideas, let me know down below in the comments, or better yet, join my Discord down below in the link description. And that's probably going to be doing it for today. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a like, share it around, and sub to the channel if you guys are new here. Thanks for watching it again, guys. Until next time, I will see you all later. Peace out and have a good one.